What's going on, YouTube? This is the Collective Gaming, or the Purple, the Epic Purple, whichever one you choose to call me by. And today I'm taking a look at my Shadow Paladin Revenger deck. Now, Cardfight Vanguard is kind of a newer card game. It has a series on YouTube of English dub, and it has some decent mechanics, and I thoroughly enjoy it. And I feel like if more people knew how to play it, or someone would sit down with them and teach them how to play it, they'd enjoy it too. But this deck I've been building for probably about the last couple months, and it's a good deck, and I'm going to try explaining the card game thoroughly. Okay, as you can see how this one has a 0 in the front of it, that's its grade. He's my starting Vanguard. I can then ride a grade 1 and a grade 2, then a grade 3 on top of them, and they have certain abilities. I'll kind of go over that a little bit more in depth during the profile, but let's get started. This is starting Vanguard. This is Frontline Revenger Claudius. His ability is the Forerunner ability, which means when a unit rides on top of him, he can come back to the behind it, in whichever rearguard slot I choose to put him in. And he has an activation thing. I can put this unit into my soul, and if I have a grade 3 or greater Shadow Paladin Vanguard, I can search my deck up to one card named Blaster Dark Revenger, and I can call it to the rearguard and shuffle. Okay, so that's my starting Vanguard. And I am going to be throwing around the term proxy a lot during this video. Okay, anyways, I'm going to be throwing out the word proxy a lot, because even though this deck is playable, it's not built into the way I see fit. But anyways, for the time being, I have 2 Revenger Raging Form Dragons. And he has a lengthy ability. I want to have another 2 of him, but I have an even better replacement for those 2 I don't have. Anyways, he has the Limit Break ability. I choose 3 rearguards with Revenger in their name and retire them. And at the end of the battle I use this unit to attack with, I can then ride another unit of the same name on top of him, and that one gets an additional 10,000 attack. And then he has the normal ability: when this unit attacks, you may pay the cost. If you do, it gets 3,000. It will be a 14 hitter. But you'll notice on the bottom it has the Lord ability, and that means if I have another unit besides a Shadow Paladin unit, he can't attack. Doesn't matter if he's on Vanguard, Rearguard, or whatever, he cannot attack. And now the 2 cards that I have replacing the other 2 I don't have at the moment is Cursed Spear Revenger Dire Mold. I think that's how you pronounce it. They have some weird names in this unit, or in this deck. He also has a Limit Break ability, but his is choose 1 rearguard with Revenger in its card name, and I can retire it. And then he gets an additional 5,000 plus a crit until the end of battle, and even when he attacks, he gets an additional 3,000 until the end of battle. Basically what that means is I sack off one of my rearguards, and he can hit for 2 damages. Notice that right there? That changes to 2. And anyways, I run 3 Illusionary Revenger Mordred Phantoms. He has a Limit Break ability as well. And if a Shadow Paladin, I counterblast 1. When a Shadow Paladin rides this unit, I may pay the cost. If I do, he gains an additional 10,000, and I search my deck up to 1 grade 2 or less Shadow Paladin unit, call it to rearguard, and shuffle my deck. And that unit gets 5,000 power until the end of the battle. He gets an additional 2,000. He also has the Lord ability. So he's a good card. And I see a lot of people ride one over the other just to get that ability. Okay. Now this is really the mascot from both the anime set point and just the aesthetics itself. This is Blaster Dark Revenger. His ability is when this unit is placed on Vanguard or Rearguard, if I have a Vanguard with Revenger in its name, I counterblast 2, and I can retire one of my opponent's rearguards in the front row. And that's really good late game. So I have 4 of him, because a lot of times I mostly go for him when I get Mordred because he has 19, and basically he can attack for 19. 20. He can attack for 13 with the Mordred Phantom's boost. I have Dark Cloak Revenger Tartu. I think that's how you pronounce it. Counterblast 2, when this unit is placed on Vanguard or Rear Guard. If you have a Shadow Paladin Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to one Grade 1 or less card with Revenger in its card name and call it to the Rear Guard in the same column as this one. This is a really good ability for getting out certain units, and I'll explain what units those are, and when we get a little bit on into the video. She's really good to have. I'm thinking about getting another one of her, but I don't really know. I'm going to wait a little bit and try it. And the art in this deck is just amazing. I run 4 Revenger Duality Masquerade. His ability is when this unit attacks, if you have a Vanguard Revenger in its name, he gets 3,000 to the end of battle. He's basically going to be attacking for 9. He's going to basically be attacking for 12k every turn because this whole entire card, or this whole entire deck, is just Revenger. So he'll be a 12k beater the whole game. I run 2 Darkness Revenger Rugos. This is what you call a vanilla beater. And he's just 10k. He can attack the same as a grade 3, but he's only grade 2. Which is a really good thing in my case. Okay, so like I was talking about Tartu and being able to get out good grade 1s. This is one of the good grade 1s I was talking about getting out. This is Barrier Troop Revenger Dorant. His ability is when I have Blaster Dark Revenger on the Rear Guard or Vanguard in the same column as this unit, I can choose a card from my damage zone and turn it face up. So basically, when I use his Retire ability, I only have to pay 1 instead of 2 Counterblast. Or when I just put him down and I already activate it without him on the field, I can just turn 1 up. So basically, it's only going to cost me 1. Because this really isn't the Counterblast heavy deck. Okay. Moving on, I have Transit Revenger Masquerade, 4 of him as well. And he's basically the 10k vanilla because all his ability is give him 3,000 if there's another Revenger. So 7, 8, 9, 10, he's attacked for 10. That's all wonderful. I have 2 Malice Revenger Dylan. His ability is if this unit is behind Raging Form Dragon and I Soul Blast 1, this unit boosts an extra 5,000. So instead of boosting for 6, he's boosting for 11. It's a really good card if you can get it with the right time. Now these 2 cards I'm not really going to go, or these next 4 cards I'm not really going to go over in detail because they're not going to be here long. But I have 2 Sacrilege Revenger Balbarith and 2 Barbal Revenger. Not really going to go over there. They're just proxies, mostly to get Revenger Raging Form Dragon's ability off. Or, well, mostly they're here because I'm waiting for 4 perfect shields, which mean I can completely block out any damage that comes no matter what trigger lineup it is. So they're just here as space filler. And now this is where we get into the triggers. These are all grade 0, but they serve good purpose. I run 4 Grim Revenger. He's a crit, which means I can attack for an extra damage. They all get an additional 5,000 if I draw into a. I also run 4 Revenger Air Raid Dragons. He's a crit as well. He helps late game if you need that extra damage. They both help significantly. Then I run 4 draw, Freezing Revenger. Basically, if I pull into him, I give a unit 5,000, I can draw the next card off my deck. And then 4 Healing Revenger, 5,000, and I get to heal 1 card in my damage zone if I have more than my opponent does. And I hope you enjoy this deck profile. There will be more to come because there's a lot more sets coming out. There's a new expansion set coming out for Shadow Paladins. Requiem at Dusk is what its Japanese name is. It looks like it's going to be a really good set, and I'm excited for it because it has, it's called, like, Make Call, which means I can have, like, double vanguards. And it's just good times all around. So, this has been my deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop me a thumbs up. Can't really do a thumbs up without hitting the camera, but drop me a thumbs up. And I'm going to start doing questions of the day. So if you play Cardfight Vanguard, tell me what your favorite clan and unit is. I'd love to hear about that. I'm also going to kind of issue a new rule. Feel free to follow it if you want to. If you don't, oh well. But if you dislike a video, tell me why you disliked it in the comments section, so I can help make better material for you and everyone else. But if it gets to be to where it's just stupid little things, I'm going to ignore you. But yeah, remember to answer the question, what's your favorite clan and unit? Or if you don't even play Vanguard, but you play another card game, tell me about it. I'd love to hear about your experiences with card games. But this is Collective Gaming, signing out.